someone that's good, decent, nice personality. But then when you start working for them, you know that there are something more, but they haven't told you.
Oh, that's interesting. So then, if everybody comes to you and says, I want someone nice, decent, working, and how do you decide how to match them up this? Because if everyone's asking for the same thing, where does the magic happen?
Okay.
Good question.
We're not gonna know much till, first of all, they can give us some example of someone that they feel attracted to. That's the good way
like
to
photo,
start.
Do you mean?
Yeah.
A photo? Okay.
Like a photo of some lady or some guys that they feel attracted to, or photo of their ex. And then we're gonna
with a big knife sticking in her forehead,
Then we're gonna start to know them more when we start sending them match, and then they're gonna comment that if they want to meet this guy or this lady or not, and why or why not.
So you sort of, as they go along, can you sort of narrow down? Like, can you improve the?
Yeah.
Like at first they say I want a girl, okay, that's easy, and then they say I want this type of girl, and then
Yeah,
as you go
yeah.
along, you find out more and more.
Yeah, the more you work for them, then
The more specific type of girl they want.
Because sometimes they don't really know. I have some clients that they say they don't really know that what kind of ideal match they want. They said that I'm confused. They said that I think I'm open, but after all, when we work for them, they are not open.
Oh yeah.
They have their own specific requirement, but they don't know how to put into word. But we know when we start to work for them.
It's because generally people, we don't have any control over who we're attracted to.
Yeah.
You kind of think you have this image, but you very often are attracted to someone completely the opposite.
Speak for yourself, buddy. If Halle Berry walked in this room right now, I guarantee you I would be attracted to her. I wouldn't even have to have a personality profile.
Really?
I can't say it would go both ways though.
But I have a lot of clients who say no to the photos and profile that we send. And then we saw the potential, and then we decide to say that, hey, how about this? This is free date. We're not gonna count your date on this. Why don't you give yourself a chance? And when they go, we have made lots of couple from that.
Right.
Because photo, it doesn't say all.
You don't get the personality.
Yeah, and
the
sometimes people look better than photos, and the charming, the charisma, and something else.
What I found interesting going through your process is that it's not a lot different than dating in real life. Because you're just set up on this date. The outcome of the date is up to the two people involved. So it's not really any different. I went on 11 dates, and
I think that's more dates than I've ever been on.
In one life?
In my life, yeah. I'm a quantity over quality.
That's
kind of
why
guy.
you have to use our service. But now too late.
Yeah.
But I went on 11 dates, and they were no different really than the dates I've gone on in my real life. Some were really great. Some were not so great. Some were kind of boring. Some were interesting conversation. So really, it's basically the same as regular dating.
And it's like, and instead of telling them, oh, my name's Tony, this is my job, this is what I do, this is where I live, they already know that stuff because
of the profile.
Yeah, B sort of gets the ball rolling. So
Yeah.
it's the same process, just you start.
But the shortcut.
Yeah.
The shortcut that you know first that what background of that person is, and you decide to meet them. But for your date, it might be a little bit different because in real service, you both of you choose who to meet and not to meet.
Right. But I just thought it was interesting that it's really up to you. I mean, whether you set the clients up, but it's really up to the client on what happens on that date. If they make a good date out of it, or if they're not, that part is no different than going on a regular date.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
they can't expect you to create the magic for them. That they're just going to sit there and then it's all going to happen.
Yeah, cannot. They have to know how to act on a date too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And just for the record, my score was 2 out of 11.
2 negatives,
2 negatives, 9 positives. Very
So
proud
that's
of
pretty
that.
good, man.
I think that's pretty good.
That's like 94%.
Yes. So all the Thai women listening,
94%, awesome. How many of your clients are men and how many are women?
Well, that's difficult.
I know in Thailand sometimes it is difficult.
No, we have a lot and we never count that, like 349. No. I would say that now at the moment, it depends on timing, but at the moment we have about 45 men and 55 women.
Okay, so slightly more
half,
women.
like half and half, almost men and women.
Yeah, about.
And
about
how many foreigners and how many Thais?
Well, I would say that we have both female and male foreigners, but right now I would say that compared with Thai would be around 20 foreigners, 80 Thai.
Okay.
So majority are Thai.
Yeah, roughly.
Okay. Can I ask what are some of the difficulties and problems that you have doing this business that maybe will surprise some people to know?
Well, expectation. I think what prevent my clients to succeed in dating is their own expectation. When they date outside my company, when they don't have to pay, or when they use online service, they seem to be more flexible to accept the date. Like, oh, maybe he's a little bit too short than I want, or maybe she's a little bit too, what should I say?
Fat?
Or not as pretty as they want, but they said, this is free, why not? Go out on a date and see. But when they come to my service, lots of my clients say that we pay you, so we expect the best. But then, some people, they date out of their league, like they are just average looking, but they look for someone very handsome or very pretty. Or when they say that they are old, but they want to meet someone only, around their age. And it's very difficult even in real life. And when they use service, they expect that I pay you, so I have to get the best.
Right. That's really interesting. I remember reading a story about a guy who runs a speed dating company in New York. And speed dating, when they sit down, you talk for 5 minutes and then you go move on. And he said that before
most of my dates end up in 5 minutes finished.
Before the start, everybody would fill out what they're kind of looking for. What kind of person they're attracted to and all that. And he would watch who would write, yes, I like this guy, yes, I like this lady. And he said most of the time, the women would say that they were attracted to someone who was not the qualities that they had originally written down. So the women would be like, I want tall, dark, and handsome. And then they meet this guy who maybe is not so tall, maybe not so dark, maybe not so handsome, but he's got great personality. So she checks, yes, I want to find out more about him.
Right.
So it's very interesting that what we say we want and what we respond to, what we're attracted to, is not always the same.
Yeah.
And that must be a struggle for you, because like you said, you got clients like show up, and I want supermodels lined up out the door.
She's got to be 180 centimeters tall with long hair and red fingernails.
Right.
But then they find out that they're attracted to someone totally different.
Yeah. I am very surprised that, like one guy that he came to us and said that he wants like angel. And then one day I saw him walk at the mall and he walking with someone so average.
Not angel.
So average. And I'm like, my God, what's going on?
So how do you deal with that then? If clients come to you and they say they pay you and they say they want all these angels and all these supermodels, and from your experience that person is not going to, the models are not going to respond to his profile. How do you deal with that?
Well, normally we do two things. One, we tell them the fact that your chance is going to be rare, but it may be possible, but it take longer time. So if you are okay with that, then okay. But we charge you more.
That's really interesting, because when you're a parent and you tell your kids, like it only matters what's inside. And I think that ultimately is what decides the success of a relationship. But, the way the world works, let's be honest, what you said earlier is some people try to date out of their class.
It's also about the look.
And it's hard to bring that up because that's in a perfect world, it wouldn't be like that. But, in a perfect world, we wouldn't need locks on our doors. So, but I mean, when I go, if I'm looking for a girl, I don't expect to get like a 10, because I know I'm like 10, 15, maybe 20 pounds overweight. I'm bald. So I know I'm not going to go out and be able to, wheel the ladies like a Brad Pitt or a Tom Cruise would, and that's sometimes a hard, brutal honesty and a truth to life that some people...
Are you saying is not a perfect 10?
I'm saying I lucked out so hard.
My God, you put yourself in trouble now.
Nice try. Nice catch there, Joe. Try to scam me. I'm so lucky to have my girlfriend who is so many steps above me. But I've been here 10 years, and it took me 10 years to meet her, And but I'm just saying that's a brutal honesty to life, and I think some people might not be so willing to accept.
And your
that.
clients, especially if they're high-so, if they're on TV, if they're used to people saying good things about them all the time, how do they respond to you when you say to them, "Look, these women are out of your league"?
They don't accept it. They just say yes. Just do your work. My God, sometimes we just say that when I give up, I just say, "Oh, I'm sorry. We are happy to refund." Because I feel that it's just hopeless to work for him or work for her.
Beating a dead horse, right?
We normally try our best to serve all clients, but if we think that the requirement is ridiculous and we don't know when we interview them, we just refund.
So who would you, who would you say like your Farang clients, who are they generally? Not specifically, but are they working here? I'm curious as to, because we've talked about that on the show. The Farang women have a tough time here in Bangkok. Farang guys seem to have it a lot easier. The Farang ladies that come to you, who are they and what's their background?
They most of them working here as executive or government officer, for the high rank.
And they just have trouble finding regular dates?
Yeah, they don't, as you understand, that's correct, because, Farang guy don't want to date them anymore when they are here. And Thai guys are not, the Farang lady are not so attracted to Thai guy.
Yeah.
So they are, I feel sorry for Farang lady. I feel that they are in between.
Yeah, they're sort of out in the desert
here.
Every couple of years here, and then the Bangkok Post or some magazine will have a big front page story on it in the lifestyle section about some beautiful, successful Farang woman who just can't find a boyfriend.
Yeah, and some of them that I know, they have to move to other country just to find boyfriend.
Before we talked to Galama, I wasn't really aware of the situation that many Thai women find themselves in. I didn't know that they had led this kind of sheltered life and all that kind of stuff, So, and then knowing that before I went on these dates, I was really surprised that some of these women, and I really kind of felt bad for them too, that they have trouble in this area, because some of the women that I went out with were really sharp women, really, really smart. And one of them even said that she is a higher caliber girl than some of the guys that she dates.
Wow,
and
that's quite a bold statement.
Because I mean that's confidence and cocky, and I kind of like that. But she says she can't find guys that she feels match her quality.
I think that's a cultural thing in Thailand. Is a lot of Thai guys I think would be a little bit shocked at a really intelligent, honest, blunt.
But she told me, she said like she works for advertising some major Japanese corporation, and she asked me, she said my brothers, she has two brothers, she said my brothers said that when I go out on dates I should act dumb and silly and goofy and all
That's
that.
Stupid.
But she asked me what I thought about that. And I said, well,
my God,
I don't know. I said it might help you get a Thai guy. But I said, would you be happy with that? But what's really interesting to me is what she said, though. She said that, if she could find the right Thai guy, who's obviously smarter and matches her level, she would be happy to be kind of behind him.
Really?
Yeah. I was surprised that. She said she would be happy to
That's Thai culture.
put her career on hold or whatever and take care of family and home and kids and all that if she felt that she met a guy who was her caliber or higher and who could take care of her and the family.
Do you think that's just because she's had such a rough time finding guys that she would agree to be that?
No.
I think
This
it's
woman
Thai
is sharp.
culture.
This is partially Thai culture. Yeah, I think it's Thai culture.
So she wouldn't be settling.
No, she would definitely, this girl definitely will not settle. Her problem is she can't find a guy of this caliber to be that with, you know. Most women, I think, in the West, in her position, would never consider that role. They would always want to be the power, you know, in control and all that. But it was very interesting for her to say to me that she said, yeah, if I could find the right guy who I felt was my level or higher, who I could respect, I'd gladly take the reduced role in the relationship and step into the background.
That's such stupid advice she got from her brothers. Pretend to be dumb and not like. That's basically saying don't be yourself and then trick this person into liking whoever you're pretending to be.
Yeah, but I mean, her brothers also see her coming home every night crying her eyes out or whatever and never meeting anyone. So, I mean, her brothers are just trying to probably tell her the girls that they're attracted to.
I mean, the dumb girl.
Yeah. I was really surprised in this whole process. Many of the women that I met were extremely sharp, really educated.
But you are not in love with any of them?
No, not all of them.
So see, I think it's proof that sharp is not enough.
Yeah, you can't coast on your good looks anymore, Tony Joe.
Because men just fall in love with with eyes. So sharp is not enough. Nothing to do with brain. It's come after the look.
I don't know. I think you can have the hottest girl in the world, but if she doesn't have a brain, I think for me personally, I would quickly lose interest.
But are you gonna after the look first? That she has the look you
That's the thing
like?
that you first notice. Yeah, obviously. But, you know, like Tony said, after 10, 20, 30 minutes, you can quickly tell, oh, this one's maybe not, looks
Yeah, guys
fade.
are attracted to looks, but just the same as women.
Yeah.
If a guy doesn't have a personality, no one's interested in someone who doesn't have a personality.
Looks fade.
Guys say they want looks, but let's face it, there's an awful lot of average-looking women out there who are married. So I mean, it's not the whole thing.
Yeah, I know not the whole thing, but it still come first. And then after the lady, after you like the look of the lady, then you focus on personality.
Right.
That what would I say?
I think for me, ultimately, personality becomes much more important than looks. Yeah.
Probably the same
That's
for the women.
good.
Still, I'm still saying my girlfriend is amazingly hot. Don't try and trick me here. She's also awesome and smart and funny and cool.
Oh, such a nice guy.
Poor Greg.
Stick
Mom's
both
at home
feet in my
steaming
mouth.
right now.
I know now who's the leader at his house.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. So, B, tell us, if a client comes to you, how does your service work? Do they buy a set number of dates?
Yes. Normally when they come to our office, after we talk to them, then we know from our experience that how many dates they should be. So they're gonna meet someone. So we always recommend them, but after them, what package they want to go to. So we have like 1 day, 4 days, or 6 days, 9 days, or unlimited dating for 1 year.
For 1 year, okay. And you generally, you would say you have an idea of how many dates this person should go on before they
meet someone.
Find the love.
Yeah, find the love. Normally, at least should be 6 dates. Because, you know, on the first date, sometimes it's also that on the first date, we have to get to know each other, like the client and matchmaker. So, we have to fine-tune from first date, and then the client also know how to act on the date, and then they're gonna get better and better after the more dates. So normally clients always find someone about on the 4th or 5th date.
Okay, I see.
Normally.
Would you say that if you take all your dates, what percentage would you say are successful?
It really depends on each individual. For someone who don't really know how to date, it doesn't matter how many dates they choose, but they will never be successful. But I would say in general, it's about 80, 85. But one thing that I found that if this is from our experience, if the client let the matchmaker choose for them and take it easy, don't rush, mostly 95% they found someone.
Wow, really? That's a pretty high percentage.
Because just like playing chess, you are out of the game. You see everything, so you know that what step you should go for. So it's just like matchmaking service. We meet the guy, we meet the girl, so we know best that this guy, the photo doesn't do his justice, or he has very good personality. So if it turns out that likely 95% something that if they let the matchmaker choose for them, likely that they're gonna be successful. This is from our experience, but too bad that most clients don't trust us. That's the twist.
I'm guessing they probably trust you as they go further in, right? They probably have 2 or 3 dates and it doesn't work, and so they finally say, okay. Some do that. I just have one lady. You know what happened? This is very interesting. She want to meet foreign guy, and then we set her out on a date. But that guy is very busy, so he put off all the time because he has to travel. And then one Thai guy wait to meet her, but this lady said that I prefer to meet foreign guy, and Thai guy, can I keep it later? And then she wait for this foreign guy for about 1 month till that guy is free to meet her, and that Thai guys keep waiting for 1 month too. And then turn out on a date that the foreign guy did not find her, doesn't have chemistry. And then he said that, okay, if you recommend to meet Thai guy, let's do it. And then they went out on a date for 5 hours. 5 hours?
5 hours and a half.
Wow.
And then the next day, they went out again for dinner, and then they went out for dinner that week for 5 times.
Wow.
And then we just said, we are kind of, bad too. We said, we told you. Why you keep that Thai guy waiting for you for 1 month? And that's good. It's good for you that the guy still wait for you, because if he did not wait and move on, then it's you are lose.
Right. Yeah, right.
And this happened all again and again. And then, that's why I said matchmaker is not easy. When you put yourself in work, and then when clients don't listen to your advice, and you say, okay, let it go.
Well, I gotta say that in my experience using your service, I enjoyed all the dates, even the crazy ones.
At least you learn.
Right. I mean, and all the ladies were intelligent, interesting people to talk to. Some of them I didn't have any chemistry with. Some of them we could have ended the date in the first 10, 15 minutes. But definitely all of them were interesting people to talk to. And I really enjoyed going out with them. And they're people that I normally wouldn't encounter in my daily life. I mean, they work in some of these different parts of Bangkok.
Right, some big office building somewhere that you would never...
Right, that I never would visit. So it was a really interesting experience for me to go out and meet these women and talk to them and learn about kind of their situation. All that.
9 out of 11.
9 out of 11. Gave me high score.
We start calling you 9/11. No, that's a bad nickname
good.
to have.
No, I like it. 9/11. Okay.
But I gotta say, I really enjoyed it. But I think also too is that it's really just like regular dating. When you go out with these women or you go out with these guys, if you've got no personality, no amount of matchmaking is gonna fix that.
Yeah, that's true.
When you sit down at that table and you meet that person for the first time, it's really up to you to make something happen.
Right. Yeah.
And I managed to do that for 9 out of the 11.
9 lucky ladies.
Well, your website is called BangkokMatching.com. So if people are interested in finding out more, they can go to your website and start the month of love.
Month of love.
Yeah, please do.
Thanks, B. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous now. Too bad I'm off the market. But Tony, I want you after the show. Tell me more stories. Thanks, B.
Thank you.
Well, that was interesting. Thanks, Kumbi, for coming on the show. Once again, if you want to check out her information and see if you can beat my record of 2 out of 11.
It's all a challenge for you, isn't it?
Anyway, so if you want to check out her info, it's BangkokMatching.com. Join us next week when we'll be talking to Megan from BangkokRealitySmackdown.com.
.wordpress.com, I think, yeah.
And her blog, if you haven't read it, is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, I'm kind of jealous of it actually because her writing is awesome.
Her writing is awesome.
It's really funny.
And she's a new lady that just moved to Bangkok a few months ago, and she's writing about all this crazy new experiences that she sees every day.
Yeah, it's funny. After a while, I mean, after several years, you just sort of, these kind of things fade into the background. You don't notice them anymore. So we thought it'd be really interesting to talk to her and maybe hear a little bit about what it's like and think back about what our first few months were like in Bangkok and how disorienting it can be.
Yeah, definitely. Hear kind of through her eyes what is first time like in Bangkok. So she'll be coming on the show. Don't forget, if you want those Restaurants of Bangkok vouchers, the link will be on the website. And also don't forget that our next party is coming up on March 13th.
Right. That's going to be our big bike ride over across the river to Prapadang or Bang Krachao, depending on what you call it. I really encourage you to come out. It's going to be a real fun day. You see a side of Bangkok that not a lot of people see. And, it's going to be a great day out with some good people led by the folks at Spice Roads who know that area better than anyone. So they're going to take us on a really cool little adventure. So, you can also get to there via the website and our Facebook page as well. So, please sign up for that. Come on out. It'll be real fun.
And don't forget, if you are planning on coming, if you are SVP on Facebook that you are attending, please click on the link over to Spice Road's site and make payment through their site. Because they need to know how many bikes to bring out and all the gear that they need to bring out as well. So,
right, there's a lot of pre-production that needs to go into it. Right, so you need to pay first.
Please don't just show up at the last minute, because then you'll be walking.
Yeah, but it's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to it.
You'll be riding double with Greg.
Riding on my handlebars. And I have a camera mount on my handlebars, and it's not comfortable.
So if you want to join us on that, we hope you do. That's going to be on March 13th, and the info on that is on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Bangkok Podcast. I guess that's it.
That's all. We're done.
Awesome. Thanks for listening, everyone. I am Tony Joe.
I'm Greg Jorgensen.
And see you next time.
Ciao.
You know what's funny is I was chatting with one of the girls online, and I just love these kind of cultural...
One of the ones you went on a date with?
Yeah, one of the ones I went on a date with.
Oh, yeah.
I was chatting with her afterwards online, and then these kind of cultural misunderstandings are so funny because we're talking about music, and
right.
She's apparently like really into like old English music. Like she likes like the Stones, she likes Simon and Garfunkel and all this kind of stuff.
That's
so
unusual.
I asked her, I said, "What do you think of Queen?" And she's like, "You mean the royal family?" She's talking about the king and queen. Yeah. And I'm like, no, I'm talking about the Queen, the band from the UK. And she's like, "Do you mean the Queen of England?" I'm like, no, Freddie Mercury. She's like, "I don't know, I think she's really nice." I'm like, yeah, I guess some people might think of him as a she, but
he certainly was a queen.
And then she finally clues in, and she's like, "Oh, I like that song Under Pressure." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's the only song I like." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I said, "What about the song 39?" And she's like, "Oh, I don't know what year it is, but I just like that song Under Pressure."
So cute.
I almost peed myself. I was laughing so hard.
At least you didn't say, "I like that Vanilla Ice song." That's awesome.
Oh, that was so funny.